Hello, everybody. My name's Rick McCutcheon, and welcome to Partnertalks. Today we have a returning guest and a very important individual in the world of dynamics, Torben Kragelund. Torben, for those who couldn't possibly know who you are, can you introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are and what you do?
Hi, Rick. Yeah, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be back. I've been running the Directions for Partners community here in Europe since, I think, 2008, 2007. And of course, we've been doing that for many years, and we've expanded out. We have an Asia event now, and we have multiple events across the EMEA region now.
Okay, excellent. So, we talked about this before, but I really think we should, any new viewers hear about the history of Directions EMEA and how you've grown over the years.
Sure. Well, back in like 2006-07, after Microsoft took over Navision, we were a bunch of partners that figured out we needed a place to meet and connect with Microsoft. And our American colleagues, they started that up, but then we picked it up in Europe. And we thought this is a great opportunity for Microsoft, for the ISVs and for the VARs to get together, both to listen to what Microsoft is delivering, but also sharing knowledge and building a community around Navision, or now Business Central. So that's kind of been the focus since we started.
And I think that has been what you're known for, but you're kind of reaching out. We're going to be talking a little bit about your Directions for Enterprise coming up in September in Copenhagen. But first, let's talk a little bit about your last two conferences, because I was in Poznan for Directions EMEA 2025. It was absolutely outstanding. And you're just coming back now from your Asian event.
Yeah. So as you knew, or as you figured out, Poznan was not the easiest place to get to, but we still had a record number of attendees there coming in from all over the world. So it was a fantastic event. I think we were 3,300 people there, and we were amazed because it was difficult to get to Poznan, but it was a fantastic event. The venue worked well, the party was good, the content, the feedback was good. So all in all, a very, very good event. And that of course gives us a lot of confidence in what we're doing and the value that people get out of going to the EMEA event.
And if I could just talk about Poznan for a minute, it was a little difficult to get to. It wasn't too bad. But for those who haven't been to Poland for a conference, it's a different experience. And the food, the culture is outstanding. And everybody I spoke with or I hung around with that week had a fantastic time.
I think that has been part of our success also, is that we've moved it around and then people come in from different areas and they see the different cultures. They get a different experience every time that they go. And now you mentioned we just did one in Asia, also our Directions Asia event, which we've been doing in Thailand for the last 3 years, getting out of COVID contracts and everything. And we moved it to Vietnam this time, to Ho Chi Minh City. And people really loved that, and they were everything worked well in Thailand, but they loved that we were going somewhere else. They got a new experience. They got to see a little bit of a different scene, even though it's in a relatively big city, but it was a different experience, definitely. So I think that has something to do with what you get out of the conference also, is that it's a different location.
And I was disappointed that I couldn't go, but I had prior commitments to other conferences. But there is a conference that when I first heard about it in Poznan that I got very excited about, is Directions is going to move to the enterprise, because BCNav is traditionally SMB for Microsoft, and there's always been a gap in the ERP world around getting together for the enterprise product, which is really, F&O, finance, and supply chain.
Yeah. So I think what you know the partners as well as I do, and many of them have both practices. They have a BC practice and they have a finance and supply chain practice. So many of the bigger partners have been asking us over the years, why don't we do something for the finance and supply chain people, or why don't we invite them in? And we've been saying, we would like to keep our focus on Business Central. Then last year we started to talk to Microsoft about it also. And they thought this could be a good idea, get the F&O partners together, or finance supply chain partners together. And we kind of started that discussion a little bit before Poznan, and then it took off in Poznan. And then we've been planning that one since. I think what you are seeing now is that the need for meeting and sharing ideas and validating how do you develop a partner business is increasing, right? So it doesn't matter if you're a developer, consultant, sales marketing person, or a business leader. You still need to understand how do you develop that partner business? How do you develop your role with AI and with all the changes that are coming in? And changes are coming faster and faster. So I think having that focus point of going and listening to other people, getting feedback, validating your ideas, I think that is crucial for the partners moving forward.
And I think this is a really important fact that you brought up here is, I've been in the Microsoft channel for over 20 years, and I was an active partner for a long time, and I'm in Toronto, so the Canadian office pretty much had a lot of different partner events going on all the time. And I think, Microsoft's kind of shifted that away to more online, as well as you have things like Inner Circle, but very, very few partners get to, participate in Inner Circle. And I think a lot of partners need that place to go really to learn and to understand the, we'll call it tribal knowledge of other partner leaders of, Microsoft may say one thing, but how do we make a business out of that?
And I think Microsoft is focused on selling product or their technology, of course, right? But that doesn't always cover everything around how do you run a partner business, and how do you get your people trained, how do you start quoting around using AI. So a lot of these things, some of it we're starting to see, but that has not been something that has been broadly communicated or shared in the community for the last year or two. So I think there's a lot of change happening now that people really need to understand and to at least feel comfortable about before they start to move. Because that's the other thing. If you are a business leader, a lot of people are not going to be the one that takes the first step. They want some kind of validation or some kind of comfort before they move into a specific area.
And I also find at your conferences, the more successful partners are willing to share with the newbies, right? So if I've got 10 employees and I'm trying to get to 20 or 30, people will tell me what to do. They'll support. They do sessions on it. Like, I've seen sessions where very successful partners go and talk about their marketing systems and what they're doing. And I'm sitting there going, like, I'm a CRM guy. We never shared this with other CRM partners. But it was really interesting that he was up there sharing the whole thing.
I think this is the community we've created over the years that people can share, can network. And I had an old colleague of mine from one of the partners. He said, when we go to directions, we are the best of friends and we share and we learn. But when we come back Monday, we are out fighting on the street for every single customer again. And I think this is the reality, right? You get into a community where you trust each other and where you share. And then we would rather beat SAP or NetSuite than lose to one of them. So I think that's the reality.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Copenhagen. I see it's happening September 23rd to 25th. And I was on the site this morning and I see that a lot of the sponsorship packages have already sold out. So let's talk a little bit about what's going to be happening there.
Yeah, so we picked Copenhagen for the first event because there is a lot of finance supply chain partners in the Nordic, and we have a very good relationship with the supply chain team, which is based in Copenhagen also. So it was easy for us to get those speakers in at least. And then we will do like a 2.5 day event. We will run 5 parallel tracks. We will have keynotes. So we're trying to at least start out with the concept that we've done for Business Central, but of course change it and make it work with what the finance and supply chain partners are requiring. We have a little over 50% of the sessions is done by the Microsoft team. So we have the product teams from, as I said, from Copenhagen, from Fargo, and there's a couple of other people that are flying in. We have commercial teams. We have Georg and Samir, so two of the key guys in the finance supply chain team coming in. Cecilia will be there as well, and the whole field sales team. So I think it's a great opportunity for people to have that person-to-person connection And I think that's one of the reasons, or I know that's one of the reasons why Microsoft is doing it also, is that they want to get out and actually have face-to-face connections with the partners.
And I think that's an important fact, Torben, is that I think this is going to be the right size conference. We used to do the big convergence where we'd have 6 or 8, 10,000 people in a room, and the Microsoft people would be there, but you couldn't really interact with them, or if you went up to them after their session, there was 30 people lined up to talk to them. I think this is the right size of conference that's going to make it worth me, a partner from Toronto or Texas, to go to Copenhagen, because I'm going to get access to these people.
That especially is true there with the Microsoft people. But I think also with all the people that you talk to, all the partners that you connect with, they will be in the same situation as you are. We talked about Postland before, and we said to these BC partners, should we combine it with finance supply chain partners and BC partners at the same conference? And they were like, nah, we like it being focused. We like it being partner professionals on this specific area, and then having those conversations. And I think we will see, but I think this is still the right decision to have a focused conference.
Yeah, I remember back, I'm going to say 15, 18 years ago, Microsoft did do these industry conferences specifically for the AX F&O crowd, and they were very, very well attended. So yeah, I think it has to sort of stand alone. So we've talked a little bit about the speakers. We've talked a little bit about why partners need to attend. We are early June for this broadcast, and I think you have a date coming up that's going to be pretty important.
So early bird is ending here end of June. So I would definitely recommend people go in there and visit our site and try and purchase beforehand. We also have a group discount. So if you send 5 or more, you get 10%. If you send 10 or more, you get 20%. And I will say we have a couple of partners that have signed up with more than 10 people. So that's also great to see here at this first conference.
So let's, we've talked about Copenhagen and how exciting that's going to be. I hear we're having a Days of Knowledge in Australia.
Yes. So we have a couple of different types of events. We have the Directions events, which is our big mainstream event. And this is where Microsoft is present a lot and is really out there connecting with the partners. Then we have the Days of Knowledge events, which is more focused on training the consultants and the developers that don't get to go to Direction, but still need that yearly update on functionality or technology. And then we have what we call BC Day events, which is local events driven by local heroes or some of the local MVPs. And they tend to do them in their own language. So in Spanish, Italian, we have one in Poland here in a couple of days also. And you're right, we are doing we're upgrading the BC Day ANZ event, so in Australia, last year to a Days of Knowledge event here in September. And that will be in Melbourne to get the Australian and New Zealand partners upgraded. And I think that's going to be a great event. It was a fantastic event last year, and it seems like there's a good support behind it from both the sponsors and the attendees down there.
And we've got Paris in late October or early November, which I think is going to be an outstanding event.
Yeah, as we hinted at before, Postland was a little difficult to get to, but everyone can get to Paris. And a lot of the Europeans can even get there with the train. So we think this is going to be our biggest event ever. And we already got a good lineup of sponsors, speakers, and a lot of people have signed up also. And there I want to say, the super early bird ends again end of June. So if people are planning to join, there's money to save to sign up before that.
Okay, I just want to make a statement now. If you're a North American partner and you've been to Directions North America, fantastic event. You need to go and experience one of the events in Europe. Asia's too late. Next year, go to Asia. But absolutely, take a holiday, plan something, go to Paris or go to Copenhagen. It's a different sort of event, and I'm sure everybody will enjoy it. Okay, Torben, I want to thank you for your time today, and I'm sure we'll be back again to get updated on everything going on with Directions EMEA.
Sure. Thank you very much, Rick.
Have a great day, and bye for now.
Thanks. Thank you.